Hello, friends. To dive into today's topic, I want to begin with a story. Long ago, a raven lived alone in a forest, plagued by self-doubt over its unattractive appearance and harsh voice. One day, perched on a branch, it wept bitterly, lamenting its misfortune. A monk meditating beneath the tree heard its cries and asked why it was so distraught. The raven confessed its feelings of worthlessness, rejected by all, and expressed a desire to become a swan, admired for its beauty and grace. The monk advised the raven to seek out a swan and ask if it was truly happy. The raven found a swan gliding on a serene lake and inquired about its happiness. The swan admitted that, despite its elegance, it felt plain with only one color and envied the vibrant parrot. Disappointed but hopeful, the raven sought a parrot, finding one in a decorative cage. The parrot, though colorful, lamented its lack of freedom and yearned to be a peacock, dazzling and free. The raven then visited a peacock in a zoo, surrounded by admirers. When the crowds dispersed, it asked if the peacock was the happiest bird. The peacock sighed, confessing that its beauty came at the cost of captivity, and it envied the raven's freedom to soar unbound. Stunned, the raven realized its own worth. Returning to the monk, it declared, "I want to be myself, a raven, free to fly." The monk smiled and said, "Happiness begins when you cherish who you are." The tale of the raven is a timeless allegory that resonates deeply in our modern world, where the pressures of comparison and societal expectations often overshadow personal contentment. At its core, the story challenges us to question why we yearn to be someone else and urges us to find value in our unique existence. This narrative is not merely a fable, but a profound exploration of self-acceptance, freedom, and the elusive nature of happiness. Let us delve deeper into its lessons, expanding on the psychological, social, and philosophical dimensions it illuminates. The raven's initial despair stems from its belief that it is inferior, ugly, unwanted, and unworthy. This self-perception is fueled by comparison, a universal human tendency that the story vividly illustrates. The raven looks at the swan and sees only its grace, not its insecurities. It admires the parrot's colors, oblivious to its confinement, and it envies the peacock's splendor, unaware of its captivity. This selective perception mirrors how we often view others, fixating on their apparent successes while ignoring their struggles. In today's hyper-connected world, this tendency is amplified by social media, where curated images of perfection dominate. People showcase their best moments, vacations, achievements, flawless appearances, creating an illusion of constant happiness. A 2019 study from the University of Pennsylvania found that excessive social media use correlates with increased feelings of loneliness, envy, and depression, largely because users compare their unfiltered lives to others' polished facades. The raven's journey reflects this modern malaise. It assumes other birds are happier because it only sees their outward allure, not their inner discontent. This grass is greener syndrome is a psychological trap. The raven's interactions reveal that every creature, no matter how enviable, harbors its own dissatisfactions. The swan feels monotonous, the parrot feels trapped, and the peacock feels exploited. Similarly, in life, the wealthy may grapple with isolation, celebrities may dread scrutiny, and high achievers may buckle under pressure. A landmark Harvard study on happiness, spanning over 80 years, found that wealth and status do not guarantee fulfillment. Rather, meaningful relationships and a sense of purpose are far stronger predictors of well-being. The raven's error was not in desiring happiness, but in believing it lay in becoming someone else. A striking revelation in the story is the raven's unique possession of freedom, which it initially overlooks. While the swan, parrot, and peacock are either physically or socially constrained, the raven can soar wherever it pleases. This freedom, though intangible, proves to be the most coveted trait, as the peacock's longing to be a raven underscores. The story thus elevates freedom as a cornerstone of true happiness, prompting us to reconsider what we value. Freedom, in this context, extends beyond physical liberty to encompass autonomy over one's life and identity. In modern society, many sacrifice this autonomy in pursuit of external validation, chasing careers, appearances, or lifestyles that align with societal ideals rather than personal desires. For instance, individuals may work grueling hours to afford luxury, only to find themselves too exhausted to enjoy it. Others may conform to cultural norms, suppressing their true selves to fit in. The cost of such choices is a loss of authenticity, leaving individuals feeling like the caged parrot or the exhibited peacock, admired, perhaps, but unfulfilled. The raven's realization that its freedom is a gift highlights a paradox. What we take for granted is often what others yearn for. In a 2021 global survey by the World Happiness Report, respondents consistently ranked personal autonomy, control over life decisions, as a key factor in their well-being. often above material wealth. The raven's freedom to fly symbolizes this autonomy, the ability to live according to one's values, unburdened by the need to impress or conform. This lesson is particularly poignant in an era where societal pressures, from consumerism to social media metrics, can erode our sense of self. The raven's desire to become a swan reflects a deeper human craving for external validation. It believes that by adopting the swan's beauty, it will gain love and acceptance. Yet as the story reveals, each bird's happiness is undermined by its own unmet desires, suggesting that external approval is a fleeting and unreliable source of fulfillment. This insight is especially relevant in the context of modern culture, where validation is often measured in likes, followers, or public acclaim. People meticulously craft their online personas, seeking affirmation through others' reactions. However, a 2020 study in the journal Computers and Human Behavior found that reliance on external validation via social media is linked to lower self-esteem and higher anxiety. The raven's journey illustrates why no amount of admiration can compensate for a lack of self-acceptance. The swan, despite being adored, feels inadequate. The peacock, despite its audience, feels imprisoned. True happiness, the story suggests, cannot be outsourced to others' opinions. The monk's advice to the raven to seek out other birds' perspectives serves as a metaphor for introspection. By engaging with others' realities, the raven gains clarity about its own. This process mirrors the value of empathy and self-reflection in our lives. When we understand that everyone carries hidden burdens, we become less fixated on our perceived flaws and more appreciative of our unique strengths. The raven's transformation is not physical, but psychological. It learns to see itself through a lens of gratitude rather than deficiency. What then is happiness? The story posits that it is not a destination marked by beauty, wealth, or status, but a state of mind rooted in self-acceptance. The raven's epiphany is that its freedom, once overlooked, is a source of profound joy. This redefinition of happiness challenges conventional metrics of success, which often prioritize external achievements over internal peace. Philosophically, the story aligns with Stoic principles, which emphasize focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, rather than external circumstances. The Roman philosopher Epictetus wrote, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." The raven, by embracing its identity as a free creature, embodies this wisdom. It stops yearning for what it cannot be, a swan, a parrot, a peacock, and finds contentment in what it is. In practical terms, cultivating this mindset requires intentional effort. Mindfulness practices such as journaling or meditation can help individuals identify and challenge negative self-perceptions. Gratitude exercises, like listing daily blessings, can shift focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. The raven's dialogue with the monk symbolizes this inner work, a moment of pause and reflection that leads to clarity. In a fast-paced world, such moments are rare but essential. The raven's story is universal because it captures a fundamental human struggle, the tension between who we are and who we think we should be. This tension is evident across cultures and eras, from ancient myths to modern self-help literature. The fable's simplicity belies its depth, offering a roadmap for navigating self-doubt and societal pressures. For many, the journey to self-acceptance is non-linear, marked by setbacks and revelations. The raven's encounters with other birds represent the external voices, peers, media, cultural norms that shape our self-image. Its return to the monk signifies a return to inner wisdom, a reminder to trust our own perspective. This cyclical process is lifelong, as we continually redefine our values and priorities. The story also underscores the power of narrative in shaping our understanding of happiness. Fables like this one endure because they distill complex truths into relatable metaphors. By identifying with the raven, we are invited to question our own assumptions and embark on our own journey of self-discovery. Ultimately, the tale of the raven is a call to courage, the courage to be oneself in a world that often demands conformity. The monk's final words, "Happiness begins when you cherish who you are both a conclusion and a beginning. They challenge us to look inward, to silence the noise of comparison, and to embrace our imperfections as part of our unique beauty. In a society that equates worth with achievement, this act of self-acceptance is revolutionary. It requires us to redefine success not as surpassing others, but as living authentically. The raven's freedom is not just the ability to fly, but the liberation of spirit that comes from self-love. As we navigate our own forests of doubt and desire, may we, like the raven, learn to soar as ourselves, unapologetically, joyfully, and free. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next video.